Warning, moment of insane presidential stupidity coming your way now. Avoid.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired! You know, some owner's going to do that. He's going to say, that guy that disrespects our flag, he's fired. And that owner, they don't know it. They don't know it. They're friends of mine, many of them. They don't know it. They'll be the most popular person for a week. They'll be the most popular person in this country, because that's a total disrespect of our heritage. That's a total disrespect of everything that we stand for, okay? Everything that we stand for.
So your president, not mine, decided to add to his list of insane, unhinged, random attacks in a campaign speech or any type of speech that he has by attacking, out of the blue, Colin Kaepernick and any NFL player that decides to take a knee when the national anthem is played, since Colin Kaepernick, of course, did it last August. Colin Kaepernick has not even thought about the orange man. He hasn't thought about the disaster in chief, hasn't even said a word really about him, because why waste your breath on such an orange, disastrous creature? Why? So he decides to randomly attack all NFL players last night in Alabama because he was down there fittingly for a person that has this last name, Luther Strange. Dump was trying to make sure that he expressed his full support for Luther Strange in his election against Roy Moore, another insane nutcase Republican, as they all are, for the vacant Senate seat that Jeff Sessions had to leave with his own corrupt self in order to be the worst attorney general in this country. But that's all the other stuff that you can see normally from us at TYT Politics. Out of nowhere, instead of just focusing on campaigning for the fittingly named Strange, the Strange disaster in chief acted like he normally does, which shouldn't surprise anybody by now, because if it surprises you by now, then you too may have some issues upstairs of your own. No matter how people feel about the NFL nowadays, it's still the most popular sport in America. And when you attack NFL players the way he did last night, oh, the ripple effect that leads to the clapback from them. And the clapback has been ongoing since that went and took place. All over Twitter for the disaster in chief's latest deranged comments, you've had the likes of Reggie Bush, Sage Rosenfels, LaShawn McCoy, Bishop Shanky. And you know damn well that Richard Sherman was going to express his sentiments over how insane the disaster in chief is. A whole array of players have already expressed their dismay and royal middle fingers right back to President Dump for his insane comments towards them and threatening them for any action they take of expressing their First Amendment rights as fellow Americans. I mean, Donald Dump, they are fellow Americans, but for you who fell with the USFL in terms of football leagues, it's only fitting for you to still look at the players as shut up, your property, and don't say a damn thing, because that's what you always view people that you think are beneath you when you're actually beneath almost everyone else in society. A lot of people, especially at ESPN, they really owe Jamel Hill a further apology after last night. You then decide to continue this attack on popular athletes by then going ahead and attacking Stephen Curry this morning. Now, Stephen Curry earlier this year made sure to disagree with his Under Armour CEO Kevin Plank praising Donald Trump when Curry, quote, said, "I agree with that description if you remove the ET from asset," when Kevin Plank described Trump as an asset, meaning that Stephen Curry called Donald Trump an ass. Stephen Curry hates them. So too do Kevin Durant, Steve Kerr, Sean Livingston, practically everyone else in the Golden State Warriors organization. This fool, as always, goes on his Twitter page to entertain us with his insanity and decides to say that, Steph Curry, you are withering, you are dithering, and I'm going to take and withdraw this invitation from you. Aha, I got you. Because he's that much of a Looney Tune like that. That's why you saw LeBron James instantly hit back and call him a bum. A bum. LeBron James didn't call Dan Gilbert a bum. He didn't call Lance Stevenson a bum. He didn't call any of his enemies throughout the years a bum. And yet he reserves a bum for the disaster-in-chief that is Dump, which is the fitting description for a man who is a bum. In fact, that's even disrespectful to quote-unquote bums all around the world. Because this one, of course, is a special breed of horrible, abhorrent, nutcase, bonkers creature, and his whole family as well, except maybe Little Baron, but he may either turn out the one that is the exception to the family or possibly the worst. But this man represents the worst and bottom of society, despite becoming president of the United States, because of how insane and idiotic our voting base has always been in this country for the large part. But LeBron was being very kind with that description. You can't even rule out the thought now that Sir Dump may hate LeBron James and Stephen Curry just as much or even more than he loathes Kim Jong-il and John McCain right now. It may be possible. He may have analogous hatred towards two superstar athletes who had incredible likability across the board compared to two political enemies of his. It is always about personal vendettas with this deranged individual. So if you embarrass him publicly in the slightest bit or any sort of way, he is going to try to make you pay and will have all-out verbal war with you. That's just how he rolls, and that's how Orange Disaster will always be. The Detroit Lions tight end Eric Ebron said it perfectly on Twitter when he responded to the Disaster-in-Chief's latest insanity and first major attack at NFL players like him, specifically black NFL players who express their constitutional right. Eric went on Twitter and said this morning that, does anyone tell Trump to stick to politics like they tell us to stick to sports? Shake my head. Eric, we can even do something better as a request for Dump. We can simply ask him to stick to irrelevance. That way he can leave us all the hell alone instead of continuing to embarrass all of us in human existence every single day and every single second of his disastrous life.